Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a return to subscribe, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, we did a story when we did a video earlier talking about some of the crazy stories during election time, with today being election day, and how people are losing their mind. I said, will there be some drama today? Yeah, apparently yes, and we're not even all the way through today. Still light outside, and it's so many crazy stories out here that are coming out. I can't even keep up with them. But this one right here got to be one of the craziest. This story right here broke about a couple hours ago, and this takes place in the nation's capital. And it's about a guy from Michigan with a trench coat, a torch gun, a flare gun, a torch, and smelling like gasoline, tried to enter the Capitol Visiting Center with a stack of papers saying he wanted to deliver them to Congress. They don't know if this guy drove from Michigan, but they said he's from Michigan. This is the news so far, what they got, man. People are crazy. It don't matter what side you're on. This is some stupid behavior. Look.
Out to some breaking news from the U.S. Capitol right here as we show you a picture of the dome there. The Capitol Visitor Center at this hour is closed. It will remain closed throughout the day, and that is because a man has been arrested. We are told that this person smelled of fuel and had a flare gun as well as gas canister. As you see, Capitol Police there and the Public Information Officer making its way. Let's listen in.
Obviously, today's a very big day, and this is why we wanted to alert you to what happened today and the action that our officers took. United States Capitol Police Chief J. Thomas Manger is going to give you a brief synopsis as to what happened today, and then he's going to answer a few questions, keeping in mind that obviously this just happened this afternoon, and there's some details that we have to hold back as our investigators do their work. Here's Chief Manger.
At about 12:20 this afternoon, a white male entered the south entrance of the Capitol Visitor Center and approached the screening area. He was directed to put his coat and his backpack down for screening. He stood there for a few seconds, then put his stuff on the conveyor belt. As soon as his backpack and his jacket went into the screening area, U.S. Capitol Police officers staffing that screening area saw what appeared to be something in the shape of a firearm. They also saw two bottles in the backpack. As the man was standing there, one of the officers noticed a faint odor of gasoline, and when they pulled the backpack off the conveyor belt, they noticed a much stronger scent of gasoline. At that point, the subject was detained. He was placed under arrest. We found a flare gun, a lighter, and a torch lighter in his jacket. There was also other articles in his backpack, and he is now in custody. And again, very active investigation. We located his vehicle. That was several blocks away. We now have the vehicle as well. And again, ongoing investigation. Happy to answer any questions that you have.
It's my understanding that he had a manifesto that was anti-government and had maybe some pro-Palestinian or anti-Israel manifestations in that, and that he had driven all night from Michigan. Is that accurate, and what can you elaborate on that?
He had papers with him that he said his intent was to deliver them to Congress. We're still going through all of those papers. It's quite a bit, and we are trying to determine where, in fact, he did come from. And again, active investigation. So there's a lot of follow-up. When we get that information, there'll be additional follow-up.
All right, you
So,
were listening right there to Capitol Police Chief Tom Major giving a briefing as to what exactly happened earlier today at the Capitol Visiting Center. And as he walked us through what happened, a visitor showed up, as is everybody's right to do so, went in there. When he placed his backpack and his belongings on the conveyor belt, as it went through X-ray, they realized that there was something that appeared to be a firearm, as well as two bottles. Once they opened up the backpack, they realized that there was a strong odor of gasoline there. There was a flare gun, there was a lighter, there was a torch lighter as well. They arrested this man. There were questions now as to whether or not he had a manifesto with him, who he was trying to deliver it. The chief saying he did have some paperwork with him. He was intending to deliver it to Congress, but did not specify if there was any member specifically or what that paperwork contained. Also questions as to where he came from, but his car was located several blocks away from the U.S. Capitol. Right now, the scene has been secured. The man remains in custody, and it is an active investigation, as you can imagine.
Berg is live in our newsroom with what we've learned. Ted, what happened here?
Yeah, Leon, all of it's going down about 12:20 this afternoon, according to Capitol Police, when a 28-year-old man approached the security desk at the south entrance of the Capitol Visitor Center. Police say he had to be told twice to put his belongings on the metal detector, and when it went through, they found that flare gun, those bottles, which they say may have had gasoline or some other sort of accelerant inside them, and a torch-style lighter. At least one of the bottles was leaking, and police say the man and his belongings smelled like gasoline, which first tipped them off. As he was taken into custody, he told police he had papers he wanted to deliver to Congress. Congress isn't in session today, and police say it's not clear what the man's motive was.
It's hard to tell. He had some articles in his backpack that he may have wanted to set on fire. It did not appear that he had doused all of his clothing. There was some of his clothing that smelled like gasoline, but not all of it. So it's really unknown at this point what his intention was.
At this point, police say there is not a clear connection to the election, but they're talking to him right now. That's not all we're monitoring on this very busy election day as we look for disruptions to today's election. D.C. police are telling all of their officers to be on the lookout for nails or screws dropped on the road near polling places or ballot boxes. The alert came after some voters in Northeast D.C. saw a man dropping several handfuls of nails and screws on the streets near a ballot drop box about 11:30. A News 4 viewer sent us these photos of the screws on Neal Street Northeast near Union Market. Officers were asked over the dispatch radio to check roadways near ballot drop boxes across the district. No one's in custody, and police don't have details on who to look out for. Additionally, listen to this. The FBI says polling places in several states have received not credible bomb threats, likely of Russian origin. Election officials in Maryland say they received at least one somewhere in that state. Again, it's not credible. No word from Virginia about any threats there. We'll keep monitoring. Leon?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the country we live in now. Everybody knows more than everybody else, and everybody wants to make themselves known. So the dude went down there with his clothes smelling like gas, so he must have doused himself in some type of accelerant, like it wasn't going to get noticed. Going in there with a long coat on, stack of papers in your hand that you want to deliver to Congress. They weren't even in office today. 28 years old. Got a torch lighter and a flare gun while being covered in gas. Make it make sense. What you was going to do? Bust up in there when they get near you? Grab a thing, I got gas, my body's filled with gas. Senate, this is for you. Get the fuck out of here. Price of food is sky high, so is gas still. You worrying about that? You got the sum total in your hand that's going to change and fix the government. You out of all people, all these other minds in here. Things are in place for a reason, be it good or bad. Those that are in control try to stay in control. You see that with some of the pictures that you see with people going against each other when it's election time like it is now, saying some of the most vilest things of why you shouldn't vote for somebody else and why you should vote for them. Either way, man, it don't change nothing out here. This guy's actions, if anything, it accelerates them. The election's going to be the election anyway. just accelerate security. Somebody threw nails in the street at polling stations. Get the fuck out of here. For what? For what? They sending bomb threats. They said they of Russian origin. None of them are credible. People are stupid. They just want to be noticed or do something, no matter how crazy it is, to have it being noticed that something was done out there to be an annoyance. This is unintelligent behavior and it's damn sure un-American behavior. People vote for who they vote for. Don't change nothing. The rent still got to get paid tomorrow. Train still run, and your dumbass got to go to work. So it ain't like it's somebody out there saying they're going to give you free money, you ain't going to have to work no more. And that's a hell of a difference between one candidate and the other, where people lose their mind and act a fool because they want something that bad. I will see none of that in these two candidates. You know what I'm saying? People like who they like. And they have the right to vote for who they vote for without no interruptions or goofy shit like this. Man, people are stupid, man. They like sheep. They are. Just a herd mentality. It makes no sense. It's like people take freedom of expression too far, and I think they magnify it to a level where it's not even meant. The actual word freedom of expression is not even meant to be taken the way people are taking it. So what was he going to do? Go in there, and if they was going to grab him, he was going to set himself on fire and make a statement? That's the, man, I'm done. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm sure this is the tip of the iceberg. Tomorrow morning, we'll have some more crazy stories of thwarted attempts of people doing some of the stupidest stuff to manipulate the votes. See you in the next video. Take care.